Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is 18th of December 2024. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. This is the last community meeting of 2024 and we have a small group, but we decided to go forward with the meeting as today we also have some triaging to do. So please remember that the meeting is recorded. I always repeat these things, but if you would like to help the project, please check the help wanted labels or the good first issue labels, filter via the GitHub issues filter page and look for those two filters on the project or two tags or labels of the project, and you will find a lot of issues. And if you would like to contribute, then that would be a big help for our community. If you think that your organization would benefit by publicly acknowledging that you are an adopter of Metal3, that would be also a great help for the project. You can do it by pushing a pull request to the community repository of the Metal3 bio project and editing the adopters.md file in the root and just follow the example of the other organizations. If you have any sort of pull request test issues that you think are not related or is not related to the pull request itself, but originate from the CI machinery, then please create an issue in the affected repository and link the Metal3 CI tracker project on that issue page the same way I am showing right now. I believe that the CI tracker dashboard is, I think, still this is still not publicly accessible, so I won't go into details there. And then if you are interested about any of the other metrics, then feel free to follow the links. And we will talk about the incubation proposal a bit later. So I think we can also skip the working group updates, and I think we have not moved anything from last week, so there are no undiscussed topics or ongoing discussions, so we can skip that too. Okay, and then we can continue with the release team. So there is a agenda point here from the release team, and I think from release team it's Tuomo who is present.
Yep, we have been hard at work at cutting the next batch of minor releases. So we did IPAM, and it also has a patch release to include the copy 1.91 patch, which supports Kubernetes 132. We also today cut BMO 0.9.0, and tomorrow we'll continue with Kepem3 1.9. And then how the time allows, we will also cut patch releases for all the release branches for all those projects. And this cycle we have been test driving the new release automation, and it has been tested in IPAM, but there's unfortunately one issue with the container image building with the new workflow. So while we have PRs open for PMO and Kepem3 as well, we have not merged those until we get this image build bug solved. That's it.
Thanks, and thanks for everyone who participated in this cycle as contributor or as member of the release team or both. I think there will be quite a lot of releases at the end of this year. Like not so long ago, there were a bunch of patch releases and now these, so it's quite busy. Okay, and I think the next is the roadmap editors team, and Tuomo, you have there also a...
Yeah, so while messing with the releases, I was checking a lot of these milestones, and as we have agreed to keep or have 2 upcoming releases available as milestones, so I created the next ones there as well. And in addition to that, I did a little bit of cleaning, so closed the ones that are no longer receiving any updates out of maintenance, and then also cleaned up some dates, old past dates, because we keep them open over the 0.0 release, so they scream that they are due. So I removed those, but the next upcoming release, which is roughly in 4 months, so I estimated that date there. So anyone who's checking when we might release can now see from the next milestones that when those are supposed to be.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think 4 months is realistic. Yeah, that will be one. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, from my side, there is nothing for the roadmap stuff. These are the things that have to be done that you have completed. So I think we can continue to the general discussion topics. There you are the first again.
Yeah, so this was moved over from last week, so it is just an announcement that, as decided in the community meeting 3 weeks ago now, I guess, or 2 weeks ago, we decided to merge the Iron client to Ironic Image, and that has now been completed. The only remaining item is this last item on this list, this removal from this scorecarding service. They will take it whenever their automation picks up that it is archived, and then they will merge the update to the repo list.
Yeah, that sounds good. And this was also communicated on the mailing list. So I think everyone who would have had any sort of issues with it would already approached us. But yeah, I don't think this will have an impact on. I don't really know much many users who would be using this.
And just to be clear to anyone listening, we did not remove this image, we just relocated it, so it is still available in the same address for our users. So,
and the repo itself is also just archived, so it's still visible, and if someone needs it for something, it still can be cloned. Okay, yeah, thank you. Next one is from both of you. This is the airbag proxy fix.
Kashif, do you want to take it?
Yeah, I mean, this was something that originated from the discussion that the airbag proxy was getting deprecated and perhaps the image would not be served as it is now. So we pushed a change in main branch and removed it. But later, from the Cube Builder maintainers, and we got to know that there was some RBACs missing that we would need now with the new way of working that we have this with authentication and authorization filter. So I have pushed that change as well in the main branch and the test around it. That the next question would be, I guess, what Tuomo was referring to, that if this needs to be also backported to release 0.8. And I think that is the reason that it is in the agenda. I personally feel that since we have also removed the RBAC proxy from the release 0.8 branch, so we should put the missing RBACs there as well. But I'm open to discussion on this one.
Hey, we have Ricardo here. Hello.
Yeah, sorry,
nice.
I was kind of like taken by downstream stuff.
Yeah, so as I marked in the notes, so we already actually cherry-picked the part 1, which is now missing the RBACs in the 08. So I guess the question is that should we take in the part 2 as well, or actually revert the part 1 if we actually don't want to take this kind of change into an old branch. Do you have any opinion, Ricardo?
So I will have and go and read that again, but can you like state the issue here?
So this is coming from upstream, and they
Yep.
are deprecating this kubebuilder kube RBAC proxy. And so we patched it in BMO main. And now the question is that should we backport it to 08 because that will be maintained longer than the deprecation period of these images. Not by much. So that's why the question is like, do we want to or not? Because we could technically leave with this deprecated image until the end of maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on when the old kube RBAC proxy is going away.
It was said that early 2025.
From March 18, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, if we are able to, how long are we supposed to maintain the old like the stable release 0.8?
Tomo, I think the discussion point is a bit diverging because it is already removed in the 0.8 branch. It's just that the missing RBACs are something that we need to.
No. But if you notice the comment in the document, I actually mentioned that if we actually did a mistake taking the first part in, so we could always revert that.
Okay.
Or complete it with the other one, because this current what we now have that we have only part 1 is not okay. We need to do either. So we need to either take the part in or take the part 1 out.
Yeah. I understand now.
Okay.
Yeah, and answer to Ricardo's question is that 08 is in so-called supported until something like early April. And of course, from that, it will be 4 months more in this tested.
Right. Well, I guess, I mean, in that case, I think we have like 2 choices here. The first one is don't do anything, just wait and see if the date that they are, the 18th of March is actually like if it's really going to be the date where they're going to remove that, because as far as I like, usually it takes longer. And the second is, and well, of course, in case it's removed, then we're going to backport that, or well, to do the changes, to apply the changes that, I mean, avoid any breakage. But otherwise, I mean, I don't see if that's going to be just tested. Maybe we can even keep that in some way. But anyway, the second options of course is to just go and backport whatever changes we need to backport, or undo whatever has been done. Honestly, I would just wait and see, because anyway we have the change in place and it works.
So we actually don't have change in place. We have half the change, so it's
I mean,
kind of broken. But actually, now that I was looking at at the issue, it actually says that they are not just gonna stop updating, but they are gonna remove it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this was so far used inside BMO to serve the metrics endpoint. And the new way is also, as I have said earlier, it's serving the metrics endpoint with authentication and authorization. So that works. It's not going to be a very big change. So the second part which Tuomo said is broken. That is mostly because now that the new thing that I have added is mostly it requires new RBAC policies. That if you can see the main branch, I have also added that, and it is now also being tested as with an E2E test. But that's the missing part in release 0.8 because I have already removed it from 0.8. But I am okay to actually revert it as well. As
Okay,
Vili said.
now, sorry, I got completely confused. I inverted the things. So, yeah, I think we should then in this case, yeah, we should make 0.8 compatible with like the same as the current development.
Okay.
Just to be sure.
Yeah, cool. Then I'll push the missing RBAC PR as well, so that is 0.8 is also compatible and it's working.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Just to clarify still, does this require some sort of actions from user when upgrading?
That's a good question. I have to actually check. I haven't checked how the upgrade has, or maybe we can check it together now, because we have some actions that does the upgrade. As far as I checked, at least the 0.8 in the fixture test, the upgrades were passing, but I haven't checked for the other IPMI and Redfish. But it shouldn't be an issue for the users. Well,
do they need to do something specific? Because
no.
Because if they upgrade from 0.80 to 0.81 and then it suddenly just explodes because they are missing some RBAC step, then it's not cool.
No, now it shouldn't be an issue. The RBACs are there. As I said, this is an optional parameter, Tomo. It's whoever is actually wants to use it, they need to anyhow configure it in a way. For example, it needs custom role bindings and this and that. And some people use it with Prometheus, some just with some other components. So at the end, there is, of course, some manual configuration needed, and that was even needed when the Cube RBAC proxy was used. So at least to my understanding, I'm not an expert here, but there shouldn't be any breaking change for the user.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I think we have then completely agreed that it will be completely done, so that you will do part 2 also. And I will just write that down. Okay. Important. Okay, I think then we have nothing more for that. From my side, just one comment that we, as of the project, moved into incubation due diligence process the weekend. So we are now in this evaluation stage. We have an assigned reviewer. and we are progressing. So I haven't heard any feedback related to this, but let's see what happens. Okay, next one
Just
is
a note on that one. I was checking the other project which got all at least at the similar time to us. It got some TOC assigned. And probably the way they move forward during the due diligence is that they create some sort of a common Slack channel with all the maintainers, and they discuss things there as well as on the issue. So that's what I understood. So perhaps if something happens, we should see it in the CNC Slack.
Okay. I hope we will.
Yeah, just a heads up that we might get asked over the CNC Slack that they might create some sort of a channel to talk with us.
Yeah. That sounds good. Okay. If nothing else related to this, next two is from Ricardo.
Yeah, so as I already added a comment in the issue for upgrading the ironic image to CentOS Stream 10. But yeah, CentOS Stream 10 is now GA, and the PR is actually passing CI. The only thing that is missing is the EPEL repository, which is not complete. We're actually missing the iNotify tools package, which is going to be my next point, actually. And I opened a bug to compile iNotify tools for CS10, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But okay, going back to CentOS Stream 10, so I don't expect that the image to be adopted in OpenStack upstream, so by Ironic and also in general by the CI upstream before the next development cycle. So I propose to just like put the PR on hold. I'm going to run the CI from time to time there to see that everything still works. And as soon as we have some kind of movement in Ironic towards CentOS 10, then I'm going to unhold the PR. What do you think?
Oh, can you repeat this? I didn't understand the movement
Sorry.
thing.
So the ironic image based on CentOS Stream 10 now works. It builds, it passes CI, and I verify that everything is well with the new, like the new base image, new kernel, and everything. But we're not adopting that in Ironic upstream in OpenStack, probably not before the next development cycle. So I'm talking about March, something like that, March 2025. So I'm going to put the PR on hold and wait for the upstream adoption in Ironic before moving forward.
Yeah, that sounds completely reasonable. Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah,
okay.
We also did the same for the Ubuntu 24. So we waited for the 0.1 release in few months after. So it was actually stable and more usable. So we are not in a hurry, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And also consider that there are going to be some changes there, some big changes there. So yeah, I was going to ask how's the UEFI default support because of that, because BIOS legacy is going away.
You mean on the Ironic, on the IPS side, or on
the Metal3 side? I mean that CentOS Stream 10 and everything that
you are asking from me.
Like yes, sorry.
Okay, yeah. I have to finish it, but yeah, no, that's not a blocker. You don't need to concern yourself. We have to do it. Like I agree that there is no point. I heard in the Ironic community that we want to get rid of the
all right,
legacy BIOS anyways, and I don't know on our side. Maybe what would happen, like if I would go downstream, and it would turn out that maybe we require some support still. Like how I assume you have customers too who might need it.
Yeah. So that's just as you probably know, you know that RHEL follows very close CentOS Stream, sorry, and also Fedora in terms of development. And it's no secret that the next version of RHEL, which is going to be RHEL 10, is not going to support BIOS legacy. So that's going to be a huge jump. And the problem is that upstream, that's how CentOS Stream 10 is approaching the thing, right? So in Ironic upstream, we have already reduced the support for legacy BIOS. Like we're not really running any CI job on that. And downstream, so in Red Hat, we don't really have, like, we really strongly encourage, to not say we force, customers to use UEFI. Also because of secure boot and other things that, of course, are required. And like in terms of hardware support, only very old hardware doesn't have support for UEFI. So if people are still using legacy BIOS, probably that hardware is not supported in terms of license, in terms of warranty, whatever. So I don't see any major issue there.
Yeah,
but we will know something more like in the next month or two.
yeah. Me neither. Me neither. I was just thinking that there is like in existence there is x86 custom hardware also, but I have to ask around.
There is, like, we have some customers with old hardware, but I expect that to go away very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I also don't think this is a major issue, but just for people who watch this and for myself to recount places where the BIOS support, when we say support, is that the Pixie boot,
Something, yes, exactly.
and when we specify kernel and initramfs for IPA, not a full ISO, and then we do, for example, virtual media, then they get packed into an ISO, and there also, if I remember, Ironic generates it. Like it can generate UEFI ISO and
Yep.
BIOS. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
second place. Yeah. So whoever is watching, it's not related to the disk image what you deploy to the machine.
No, exactly.
Yeah, it's just the IPA. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I think we have a clear picture. I mean, from your side, it will go away. So it will anyway go away. So I guess in the upstream it will go away. So people have to find a solution downstream if they have such a situation. So there's nothing much we can do. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been discussions, and you probably heard it about removing completely legacy BIOS support from Ironic very soon. So,
Yeah. I heard a glimpse of that.
yeah. Okay. All right. I just like put the PR on hold, going back to CentOS Stream 10, and we'll wait. I will probably be the one who takes care of the migration in Ironic upstream anyway, so I will know as soon as it happens. Oh, anything else on that?
I just wanted to ask, just because today I had discussions on chat on Kubernetes bare metal chat about this, but what will be the network middleware the default on the CentOS? Then it's still network manager, right? The GNOME network manager, or
That's a great question. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because there are the few folks who are using the Glean and simple init and the whole pre-provisioning network configuration stuff, and I know that it works because Network Manager has a Red Hat plugin like this Red Hat ifconfig plugin that converts the output of Glean, the ifconfig, to the nm state compatible or nm config stuff.
Yes, I
And
see what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I
and
understand.
I'm just wondering, is the plugin there or not? Because if it's not there, then Glean is game over.
I will have to ask because I'm not sure actually. I need to ask, and like probably, yeah, I will have to ask to like our networking team to see if they know, because that's usually what what they work on.
Okay, I will just write it down in the comments and put here the link, the plugin, because it's quite weirdly hard to find that, like the page to that plugin, but it's that.
I expect like that to be there.
Yeah, if it's there, no issue. I mean, personally, I think for us, it's not issue if it's not there, but for some users, it is so.
Yeah.
Because I know a few. Okay, that was. Any other question from anyone else? Okay. Yeah, then the next was the iNotify. We also explained. Yeah.
So iNotify tools is unmaintained. At least I didn't see any updates there since like last year, I think, or early this year. And the very latest release is from September 2023. So the package is still there in Apple, but as I said before, there's no package compiled for EPEL 10 at the moment. And that's probably because of that, because it's unmaintained. So yeah, should we find a replacement for that?
Yeah, preferably. And I put one suggestion there. This FS Watch is cross-platform, works basically anywhere, should be maintained.
Is that
well, not that maintained, but it works and it's available. I'm not actually sure about the CentOS.
2 years ago.
I have.
Last update is from 2022.
Yeah.
Which is even older than iNotify
yeah,
tools.
That's actually true. Let's see what the.
I mean, iNotify tools as it is, it works. I'm just worried that we won't see any build moving forward. And like, for example, Red Hat stopped building it since Rel 8. We don't have that in Rel 9. And we won't have it in Rel 10, I guess. So, but yeah, if we don't have a build for Rel 10, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, and actually it seems to be a problem for FS Watch as well. At least with that name, it's not available in Apple.
Yeah.
Okay, so search continues.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about it. Maybe we can also replace with some custom script, I don't know, or maintain iNotify tools ourselves.
There's also no Watchman, or well, there's 3 alternatives I have been using, but they seem to be an issue, or it seems to be an issue with CentOS specifically. That okay, there's in cron, but that's like cron type, so
yeah,
not that scriptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Maybe I will open an issue, so we track that properly. That sounds good.
I just wanted to suggest that. Yes, that's good.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Okay, so I think that was the last one. We have to do some triaging this week. We are almost at the end of the meeting, so I will just quickly check. What do we have here? Support it. West. Okay. Yeah, Leonard has noticed an IRSO mismatch between image and manifest versions. Okay, this failed in the CI. Leonard has found the way or the reason. I think we can accept this quite clear-cut issue. So accepted. Okay, ironic IP downloader permission denied. Yes, this is. And before you would think I have still not merged the customization, so this is something else. Folder the ironic folder. Yes. My first question was, have you tried to run this without ironic? What? K3S? What is this?
That's a SUSE product.
Yeah, I mean K3S, I know what that is, but what I meant is that we on principle, or like we don't support K3S.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Volumes are Longhorn. It could be just anything basically.
This is a weird issue in a sense that I'm sure that we have discussed this before, and I was also sure that we did some sort of fixing for this, but I failed to find anything like it before.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not sure if this was just something I hit back in the day when I was doing the non-root things or something then.
yeah, the whole story is not entirely clear to me because how this works, if you run it without anything, you just run the get resource script or whatever it's called, you can run into this, like you get the same exact error. So it's what it says, like you want to create /shared in an environment where you cannot. So it's very far from how we test this. So we have a very simple like empty volume or mounted there and just share it between the containers. But I already see like there is Longhorn, there is KTS, who knows what is configured and where. So I really think this is a configuration issue, to be honest, because I know the script works. Like if you run it as a unit container, or if you actually specify, because I was just testing it last week, and if you specify the target directory, like you make a /name/shared and you point there, that works also. So it's a configuration issue, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe then put there needs information and.
Yeah, I will answer this. Maybe should I now? Okay, it was a bit long-winded, but okay. This is the identify tools that we discuss. We discussed in the community meeting. Yes. Create an yes. Prepare for the release. Minor releases. Of course, this is accepted. What is a kind dependency? Or do we have release kind? Do you know? Yeah. I will the dependency and CI. Dependency. Can I talk to? Right on the other one. I will add the dependency too. Okay. Support using ironic object to fetch. Okay, so does this mean that we would not need to add a separate secret list for PMO or? Not this. Can you hear me? Do you know maybe, Ricardo? Are you familiar with this? Can you still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I was thinking, I don't remember if I discussed this recently with Dimitri because
Yeah, I also don't remember.
So I need to like see the change again, but I think so. I think we discussed last week. We had like a meeting from and I think like it makes sense, but I need to double check. I will have to double check.
Okay, I mean, making it simpler is not a problem. Adding an extra configure or an easier configuration method is also fine. Yeah, like object to fetch the necessary information. Yeah, I think I get what this is. What I will accept especially based on this. Yes, you just point the BMO to the icon and you don't need to add that many things into the BMO secret. That's how I understand this. But let's discuss this. This has the kind feature. Okay. It's a bit slow to. Oh, I missed.
Yeah, sorry. So just remember, so we actually tested these and it just worked. I mean, it's a simplification of what's required in terms of variables to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did I understand that correctly, that it reaches out to Ironic and asks that?
Yes.
Yeah. Or tells it to...
we have defaults and they just work,
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then, okay, so this is unrelated to each other. Okay, this was unreasonable. So once I think we can. So we retrieve the needs info label also. I'm wondering. No, I think not. Okay. I just can't type today, looks like. Okay. So yeah, and there is this long discussion that went into a bit of disagreement or nowhere. Okay, I think we are done with these. Let's quickly check, just very quickly, if we need to move something out of the stale. Flakes are allowed to go to stale. Update priority about image building. There has been nothing. Tomo, would you like to make this frozen, as this went into stale twice now? Or should I just remove the stale? I guess this has not been.
I can take a look if this is actually fixed. Lennart has been doing now quite a lot of updates all over the place.
Yeah, for Pro, yeah. Okay, then I will leave this to you. Okay, then I think we are done with all the triaging. Okay, so and we have exactly spent 1 hour. So is there anything else that we should quickly discuss? Any suggestions, problems, improvement proposals, anything? If not, then I wish the whole community a great the last part of December or end of the year. For those who have celebrations at that time, then enjoy yourself and rest a lot and recover. And yeah, thanks for everyone who contributed to Metal3 in any shape or form, or to the related dependencies like Ironic and other projects. Thank you for working on open source, and thank you for making all these great things happen. And I guess we will meet next year and continue the work. And yeah, until then, have a great rest of December and early January. Bye-bye.
Yep. Happy holidays,
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.